Hello. Oh my gosh, welcome. We are doing something fun today. You can hear that in the background. Cheers. I've got my sparkling water, sparkling LaCroix with a beach plum. That's the flavor. It is so good and so good for like summertime. And y'all know I don't drink, so sparkling water in a champagne glass is how I celebrate. So cheers. Let me take a drink. Mm. So good. So good. Why am I celebrating? I mean, why not celebrate, right? There's so many things in life that we can celebrate all the time and each and every day. And you know that I am such a big proponent of expressing gratitude, right? Living in this state of perpetual gratitude and celebrating life. This life is amazing. And the more that we show up and give gratitude for all of the things, for the little small things, for the big things, for all the in between, it's all magic. It's all magic. It's all this beautiful creation that we get to be a part of, that we chose to be a part of as well. So I am just celebrating life today. I am celebrating you. I am celebrating the fact that this is my birthday month. Today, as I'm recording this, is also the full moon in Aquarius, and the sun just switched to Leo, which of course is my sun sign. So many good things, so many good shifts. And I just wanted to come to and celebrate this as well, because starting starting this week, I will be posting these podcasts on my YouTube channel. What? So you can find the link for the video on YouTube in the show notes as well. And the editing, of course, will get better as I'm still in this trial period of how this is going to look and how this is going to operate. But really, when I started my YouTube channel, which if you're not a subscriber, please, 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 I would love for you to go on there and subscribe. It's such a great way to just get in this energy, to see me face to face, right? You can always tell so much about a person too, and you can just fully be in their energy as much as you can virtually. So yeah, just go over to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe so you don't miss when these come out. But I truly, back in 2017, I think honestly, even before that, I created a YouTube channel. But in 2017, we went through such a big life transition. And I've talked about this before, but that was the year that we bought our first house. That was the year that we lost our first house just 6 months later because of Hurricane Harvey. And then, of course, other losses throughout that year, but also so much growth. And that year truly, truly catapulted this life that I live now, this life that we get to live now, because it was such a big testament of my faith, of the foundation that I had already laid with having such a strong faith. 2017 just made it so much stronger, and it truly made me appreciate life and appreciate this gift of life even on such a deeper level, which then transpired into more spiritual growth, transpired into coaching others to create this solid foundation as well. So much to celebrate. But in 2017, I wanted to create a YouTube channel for Cuppa Chels, right? This was before I even had a podcast. This was just kind of when it was a little inkling. I just wanted to come on and have this like coffee talk with people. And, now here we are. Now here we are over, my podcast launched in 2019 with a different title. Back then it was called Chasing Curiosity with Chels, which I still do. And that's still kind of like a core principle of this podcast of Cuppa Chels, is diving into my curiosities, and my mind and my mindset is truly just like a driving force for everything that I want to know, everything that I am curious about and want to learn and just like crave knowledge on. So I only did like maybe one or two videos back in 2017 as we were getting our life back together, looking for a new house, dealing with the loss of my mother in law, dealing with the loss of my father. My younger sister got diagnosed with brain cancer, and then transitioning into being homeowners again. And, you know, like gaining all of the furniture and the things that we needed for our house because we lost it all in Harvey. So many life shifts that I never really got back around to creating videos again and putting them on YouTube. So here we are. And last week, as you know, if you listened to last episode, we were in Colorado, and my friend Jules was like, why aren't you on YouTube? Like, why? I mean, she knew that I was on YouTube, or maybe she didn't, but she was just like, I really think it would be so great if you just took your podcast and put it on YouTube. So I have been loving on that idea, like I said, back in 2017, but to have it like reinforced from an outside perspective, just really made me love on that idea so much deeper. And the idea hasn't left. So here we are. The videos will be coming out. I will do my absolute best to be a woman of integrity and know that my word is law. And so videos will be coming out every week along with the podcast. So you can either listen to me while you're out doing your thing, walking, running, driving in your car, or if you want to get in this energy and watch me on camera, then you'll have that option as well. So fun. I'm so excited about that. And that's all to say, like, welcome. Welcome again. Welcome for the first time if you're new to me. My name is Chelsea Holden. I'm a spiritual life and business coach, and I help creative entrepreneurs truly set like solid foundations to figure out the how from an internal perspective, the how of creating and manifesting the life that they love and building a soul aligned business, right? I believe that we all have unique and special gifts to share with the world. We all have so much to teach each other. We all have so much love and support to give and to share, and also to receive as well. So, in working with my clients and working with creative entrepreneurs, that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do. We tap into their inner guidance system, tap into their inner knowing, so that they can remember the true essence of who they are and why they're here, and then build a business around that, right? Creating this amazing life, this life that you love, that you're so jazzed up about, this life that you are celebrating every day, and building a business that can support that lifestyle. I believe wholeheartedly that each of us has the ability and the capacity to do this, and I love guiding people to do this as well. That beach plum LaCroix is so good. If you haven't tried it, like definitely go check it out. So in doing that, in being a coach and helping students and clients and all of this greatness, I also love to be coached myself, right? I believe that a student of life is, as a student of life, we are always learning. We are always learning. We are always learning. And people and places and experience and things can be our greatest teachers. Truly. There is always a lesson to be learned in life. There sometimes are multiple lessons that are repeated over and over and over and over again, because maybe we haven't quite learned it yet. Maybe we haven't quite integrated those lessons into our life. And if they're coming back around, we may have hit a new level. We may have hit a new level in our life. We may have hit a new level in our business, whatever that looks like. So those lessons may come back around, and that's okay. Knowing that as a student of life, we will constantly be learning. This is truly the way to create more and better and bigger, and just keep evolving, to be open to other creative possibilities for earning, for learning, all of it, all of the good stuff, to just truly remain curious about life and curious about all the things that life can teach us. And that includes the people that can teach us these things. And so for me, I continually invest in myself. I continually invest in my growth and my evolution. I continually invest in mentors and in coaches as well. And so yesterday I had such an amazing coaching call. And forgive me, I have something in my eye. I think a little eyelash has gotten in there. But yesterday I had such an amazing coaching call with Free Your Wild Coaching. Her name is Diane. She's fabulous. She was in the Quantum Coaching Academy with me, and she's just brilliant. She's been a doula, a yoga teacher, and just a wealth of knowledge, and so grounded and centered. And I just love her. Diane, if you ever watch this, I love you so much. And yesterday we were just talking, on Wednesday, I had an early birthday dinner with a couple of dear girlfriends of mine. And afterwards, I was talking with one of them, and I was talking about how I have such an abundant mindset. I believe in abundance. I know it. I teach it. I live it. And yet, there's still this layer. There's still this layer where I haven't fully embodied abundance yet. There's something in me that is holding on to some lack. And I wanted to bring this to you because I'm sure you can relate, right? I'm sure that there is a part of you, or there has been a part of you, or there's an area in your life where you can relate to this sense and this feeling of lack. So, in having the conversation with my girlfriend, this is what I wanted to talk about with my coach. So, side note, whenever you go into a coaching program or you work one-on-one with a coach, I think it's always so important to set some intentions beforehand. Give yourself like 15, 20 minutes to just sit and be with yourself and really like ask your intuition, ask your higher self, just sit and just ask the question in general, like, I intend to be here and fully present. And what is it that I need help around today? Right. And when we do that, when we set those intentions, it can truly bring forth what is laying underneath, right? What is like subsurface in our subconscious or unconscious mind that needs to come forth, that needs to be brought into the light, right? What is maybe this lingering shadow that we haven't quite dealt with or haven't shined light on yet that needs to come forth? So over the last couple of days, this lack mentality has made itself really prevalent to me. Taking another drink of water. Such a good reminder to drink water. And I just spilled that on myself. Y'all, sober drinking problems. Sober drinking problems. I spill water and stuff on myself all the time. Oh my gosh, real life. So this lack has just been brought to the forefront like a lot. And being a woman of integrity and proving to myself over and over again that my word is law. Isn't that powerful? Listen to that again. My word is law. So, in order for me to show up as the best version of myself, to coach and guide my clients in the best way possible, how then can I be preaching about abundance and still be holding on to some lack? So, this is an area, and to get really vulnerable with you, this is an area that I have been working on and brought forth to my coach. So, with different things, there is this lack for me. And a lot of it revolves around production, money, not doing enough in my business, not providing enough for my family financially or in other ways, maybe, right? So where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? And this is what Diane and I dug into. And I was able to, in our coaching call, listen, stay quiet and listen to what came up. And what came up for me was, and I'm going to tell you exactly like how I told her, like, this seems so silly, even though conceptually I know that it's not silly, but it seems so silly because the first thought that came to me was my parents divorcing. And mind you, I was probably around age 3 or 5. I don't really know because I don't really remember. I don't really remember my parents ever being married. So I was that young. And just for that to come forth, I know that there's some deep seated inner child work and some shadow work that I get to do, that I get to shine light on and work through and love on. So Diane just reminded me, she's like, Chelsea, you know this. But as a reminder, we all need these reminders too, right? We may, again, conceptually know something, but if we know it up here and the lesson still keeps presenting itself, then clearly there's a block. And it may not be a block that you're aware of yet, or it may just be a belief that you're hardwired for in your subconscious that needs to get rerouted, to get rerouted, rewired, however you want to call it, and just reworked. So that gets to be my work now. And as Diane and I were talking, she mentioned, Chelsea, if you were this age, around 3, we all know that from 0 to 7 years old is basically like our hardwire programming, which comes from our parents, from schooling, from society, from peers, from everything around us. And I love how Diane put it, and I'm going to butcher how she said it, but it was basically, right, like we're just sponges at that point. From the time that we're born till about 7 years old, that's the most impressionable years of our life. And so we are just these sponges absorbing everything. We are like the computer system getting built and programmed at this point, so then we can operate afterwards. So Diane was like, you're operating on like a Windows 1986, 87, 88. How old am I? 1980 something, trying to operate in 2021. It doesn't work, right? We need to reprogram. So love that computer analogy because it really helps it sink in, right? You can't expect to open up your computer. It's 12:22, 222. You can't expect to open up your computer that is running on Microsoft Office or whatever back in the 80s and expect it to function properly and how you want it to. It just doesn't work that way. So now we get the privilege of being able to rewire our mind. And I'm here to tell you that you can totally do this. You can totally do this. Our beliefs are just thoughts that we have on repeat. And when we have these thoughts on repeat over and over again, they get locked into our subconscious, right? And there's also the programming from when we were born to 7. And then I think it's like from 7 to 14, there's like a different level of programming there. So all of that to say that it's not permanent, but it does need to have some light shown. You need to cast some light on those areas in your life in order to manipulate them in the way that you want to, in order to create these new beliefs and these new patterns for yourself. So again, even though conceptually I know that there's so much abundance out there, that there's more than enough for all of us, that just because one person has something doesn't mean that there's less for someone else. And a lot of our issues as humans, a lot of our work as humans is to uncover this feeling and these feelings of not being enough, because all that means is that we're holding on to lack. So for me, my parents divorced when I was young. As a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever age I was, certainly I took my parents' separation as me being not enough. I wasn't enough to keep them together. I wasn't enough to be able to have a relationship with my father in the way that other people do when their parents stay together, right? And this isn't to blame my parents. This isn't to cast judgment on anyone. My parents did the best that they possibly could. I know that. They did the best that they could with what they had. Just like I'm doing the best I can with what I have, just like you are doing the best you can with what you have. So, how then can I comfort that little girl, right? So as Diana and I were talking, I was like, great. Okay, I know this now. I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to peel back the layers of the onion and really understand where I need to focus my work, where I need to focus this inner work for me right now. And it's this shadow work of healing my inner child, of healing the little girl, the little 2, 3 to 5-year-old Chelsea. So Diane suggested that I write a letter to her, right? I write a letter to her. And that may seem silly for some of you, but truly, to get a little woo on you, if time doesn't really exist, if I am still able to tap into the younger part of me, because I can tap into the future part of me, to my higher self, then this should work, right? This should all make sense. So last night I'm in bed and I'm doing some night journaling, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to write a letter to my younger self. And when I first started out, I'm like, well, how in the heck is a 2 or 3-year-old going to understand what I'm even saying? It's not about the words, right? It's about the emotion, and it's about the vibration of the emotions, the frequency of those emotions that are comforting her. So I did just that. I wrote a letter to myself. And I just reminded her that she is enough, just as she is. That it doesn't matter how much money she brings in or doesn't bring in. That it doesn't matter how much she does or how much she produces. All that matters is that she knows that I know that we're enough, just as we are. Just by being born, that's enough. And as I'm writing this letter, and I'm going to tear up again, I got an image of myself as a little girl. And there's this one picture I can recall from daycare that somebody took of me when I was in daycare, and I had this little apron on, like I think I had it up above my chest, like a dress, holding a little baby, like a baby doll. And that picture just popped into my mind as I'm writing this letter. And I just imagined myself looking at her, looking at me at this age with so much love and so much compassion. Seeing myself holding that baby doll, seeing the true essence of who I was, this nurturing, loving little girl, so full of joy, just wanting to love on a little baby doll. And here I am, nearly 40 years old now, still wanting to nurture, still wanting to love on others and remind them of that. The core essence of me has not changed at all. And I thought, how happy and beautiful and grateful and joyous it must have been for my parents to bring me into the world, for my sister to have a little sister, right? I don't know yet what it's like to be a parent, but I can only imagine the expansion that your heart goes through when you bring a child into the world. And that my parents must have felt that. And knowing that just by me being born was enough. It didn't matter what I did. Just by being, that's enough, and that I'm enough. And I say all that knowing that it's not just going to take one time and one letter to make this lack mindset go away. It's probably going to take a little longer. It's probably going to take some more work. There's probably going to be some more layers to this that I'll have to uncover, but I get to uncover. This work, this self-development, this wanting a life of more, this designing a soul-aligned business around a life that you want, that's of your dreams and your desires, which are God-given and your birthright. It's such a gift to continually grow, to continually do this work is what it's all about for me. So I am so excited. I am celebrating what's to come from this. By me choosing to be brave enough to do this work and to look at what's underlying, what might be deep rooted in my subconscious, and to bring that to light, to love on that side of myself, to love on that little girl, to forgive the thoughts that I've had. That's amazing. And it's so worth celebrating. So I'm super stoked about what's to come from it, because the more healing that I get to do, the more I get to embody what I already conceptually know and believe in. And then the more beautiful life in turn gets to be, the more I get to receive. And the less resistance I have for calling in all that I want and all that I desire. So I hope this gives you some encouragement. I know that I've talked to others about shadow work before and how it can feel really scary and really daunting, and oh, I don't want to look at that. Nobody wants to look in the shadow. We're afraid of what we might see. But truly, truly, that's the way through. That's the way through. And I can already tell you, just from one letter, from having that flash of me as a little girl, from being so moved to tears because I was bringing that little girl comfort, giving her a voice, letting her know she was safe, that she could trust herself, that look at how far we've come, and look at that we get to create, look at what's yet to come for us. There's so much goodness in that. So I encourage you to seek out the support. If you know that there's some work and some healing that you need to do and you're not quite sure where to start, there's so much support available to us. There's so much love, and there's so many people out there that can help you and guide you. And I can be one of them. I would love to be one of them. I share all these stories with you to let you know that you're not alone. Maybe you see something in me that resonates with you. Maybe there's something in my story that hits home for you and that you know to be true for yourself. And I'm here to tell you, honestly, if I can do it, if I can be where I am having gone through the shit that I've gone through and still be this fucking excited about life, you can do it too. There's no reason why you can't. I love you. I support you. I'm here for you. If you want to connect, check the show notes, hit the link in my bio, send me a DM on Instagram at the Chelsea Holden. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss another video. And until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much goodness. Mwah. Thank you.